64% of marketing campaigns flop. And 50% of small businesses don't even have a marketing plan. And that's because they don't even know what marketing is in the first place. What they think is marketing is just one out of 7 pillars of marketing. But in this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 pillars of marketing and show you how top brands have used them to crush the competition. Don't go anywhere. Hi, I'm Maker of Glentop Strategy, and my job is to arm you with strategic insights that will position you in your business to win for a long time. Stick around. You see, we can't talk about strategy without talking about marketing, because marketing is the eyes, the ears, and the voice of the business. Now, marketing focuses on the customer, everything about the customer, and causes a transformation in that customer. What is this transformation? Now let me define marketing for you so I can give you the clear, complete picture. Now, marketing is the strategic process of identifying and taking a potential customer, otherwise known as a prospect, from unawareness to loyal advocate through the mutual exchange of value. Are you getting it? What do I mean by that? Now, everything that you do that takes a person who doesn't know anything about your business, doesn't know, he has not heard about your business, knows nothing about your business, does not care about your business, you take that person from that state into the place where the person begins to recommend your product to someone else, has enjoyed your product, and starts recommending to someone else, and continues to patronize you, continues to buy from you, continues to seek your services or your products. Whatever you do that takes someone from that initial state, doesn't know anything about you, to this other state, a loyal advocate, that is marketing. So it's very broad, it involves a lot of things. So many people just focus on just one aspect, advertising and all those things, promotions. That is just one aspect. Now I'm going to be showing you the 7 different things you are going to be considering so that you can craft a proper marketing strategy and a proper marketing plan that will help you to win. So the very first pillar is called market research. Okay, that's where it starts from. It's like the foundation. Okay, market research. You cannot be talking about marketing without talking about market research, because there are a lot of assumptions that you have. A lot of them are wrong. And when we talk about market research, we're not talking about something so academic, one big research that you need to do, carry billions to do research. Sometimes it's just something very simple. Something as simple as you, as a person, experiencing the services or the product of another business, and then you see a lot of problems, you see a lot of complaints, you see a lot of gaps, you experience a lot of frustrations. That in itself is an insight. Do you understand? So you can now decide that, I want to solve this problem because you have experienced it firsthand. And one thing is that the way you are feeling about that frustration and all those complaints, be sure that there are thousands of other people that are also feeling like that. So if you can solve that, that's a major breakthrough for you. Are you getting it now? That in itself is market research. It's just that you are the one now experiencing it as a customer. That's how Richard Branson founded most of his businesses, like Virgin Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, from his own experience of entering flights and seeing all the things that should have been done to make the experience more enjoyable, and it's not there. And he decided to go and found his own. So the goal of market research is to give you customer insight, their needs, their frustrations, their complaints, their behavior. Another part of it is also competitor insight, but it's majorly customer insight. Now let me give you a very good example on how it transformed Pepsi. Now in 1975, they organized an experiment called the Pepsi Challenge, where they brought participants to take samples of 2 drinks, okay, to taste them and then say which one they preferred in terms of the taste. And most of them preferred the Pepsi. Now they didn't know which is which, okay? The cups are the same, everything. So most of them went for Pepsi that is sweeter, tastes better. But when they now saw that They now told them that, this one is Coca-Cola, this one is Pepsi. Most of them now said, they prefer based on brand preference, not taste preference. Okay, which means that Coca-Cola had a stronger brand. But know what Pepsi now did? Pepsi now published that result of the experiment, and that became their marketing material. Are you getting it now? That alone started increasing the market share of Pepsi. Coca-Cola took a major hit, and when Coca-Cola saw that they were losing a lot of market share to Pepsi in 1985, that's 10 years after, they now decided to bring out new Coke. Okay, new Coke that had sweeter taste. They thought that, that's the secret. They brought new Coke and people hated it. Their customers disliked it and they had to remove it and went back and called it Coca-Cola Classic. Are you seeing the power of an insight they were able to gain from research, experiment? Just that little experiment. It changed the fortunes of Pepsi, increased their market share. Coca-Cola was shaking and fidgeting. Are you getting it now? So that's market rate, what it can do for your business. Very important, number one pillar. Now the second pillar is called product strategy and development. Are you getting it now? It's part of marketing. Product strategy. Now the goal of product strategy is to enhance user experience. For the users to have an enjoyable experience with your product. When they come in contact with your service and your product, how is their experience? Is it enjoyable? That's the goal. Okay, because you know that this whole thing is to transform somebody. It's a transformational process. Everything about marketing, to transform the customer into a person that loves your business, loves your product, loves your service enough that the person becomes loyal, comes again and again, and begins to spread the good news of your product and your business. That's the goal. So the goal of this product strategy is for the person to enjoy using your product. And user experience depends a lot on user interface and the design, product design and all of that. Are you getting it now? Very good example is iPod. Okay, it transformed Apple in no small way. Apple used to be a brand that was dying, weak, but it introduced iPod. How did it happen? They saw that the usual MP3 player that people knew about, it was clumsy. Are you getting it? Clumsy, clunky to use, not so convenient and enjoyable. The experience of handling and dealing with the product was not so smooth. Okay? So Steve Jobs saw that as an opportunity and decided that the problem is not about the technology itself, it's about the user experience. And he decided to design and make an iPod, a product, a device that was so smooth to use. You know, that rolling wheel of iPod, the sleek design and everything, and integrated it with iTunes and all of those things. So people, when they handled it, it became such an enjoyable, smooth experience. That alone made Apple to gain 70% market share in that music business, just because of designing the device to make it more enjoyable, give users more enjoyable experience. That transformed the business. Their success in that iPod led to the development of the iPhone that even became a bigger success. So if you want to trace the success of Apple from a company that was dying, weak, not making money, to where it is now one of the most valuable companies, you make two things, iPod and iPhone. Majorly product strategy. Are you seeing it? Are you getting it now? It transformed people into very great fans, cult-like following, and all of that. Are you getting it? Product strategy development. Second pillar. So the third pillar is called pricing strategy. Pricing strategy. And the goal of this pricing strategy is three major things: perception, profit, and customer acceptance. So there needs to be a fine balance, intersection of these three things, because you are doing business. The price of your goods affects the perception of that good. Okay, it's not about, let me reduce my price so that people can pay. You can reduce your price and you will even suffer for it, because people will look at it as not being so valuable. And then, very importantly, the customer acceptance. How are they paying for this thing? The way they pay for it, the price you are charging them and everything, how acceptable it is. Now let me explain with this a very, very important example between Blockbuster and Netflix. Now Blockbuster was the incumbent, the reigning king when it comes to rental of movies and everything. So then their pricing and payment plan was you rent and pay. And then there is now late return fees. That's if you return the movie late, you pay extra charge. Customers did not like this kind of thing. They didn't like the whole arrangement. Are you getting it now? Then Netflix came in 1999 and destroyed that whole model of that pricing model. And you know what Netflix did? Their own was to send DVDs to customers through mail, and then you can keep it as long as you want, no late payment fee. But they now introduced a subscription-based model. That means every month, their customers should just be paying a subscription of $19.95 every month. And customers love that, much better than what Blockbuster was doing. By 2003, 4 years after, Netflix has a subscriber base of 1 million subscribers. And by 2010, they had over 20 million subscribers. That was the year Blockbuster went out of business. They went bankrupt. Are you seeing it? Just by the pricing strategy and plan. Are you seeing how Netflix came? Make it easy for people to pay for your services. That is a marketing strategy by itself. A very great pillar. Convenience. Sometimes making things, having instrumental payments and plan for people can just be the difference why people will choose to do business with you or not. Are you getting it? I'm giving you the intelligence when you're looking about marketing, how you approach marketing from different angles when crafting a marketing strategy and a marketing plan. So that's pricing strategy for you. All right, so the fourth pillar of marketing now is called promotion. This is the one that everybody is familiar with. Promotion has to do with advertising, sales promotion, public relations, email marketing, content marketing, digital marketing, and all of that. That's what when people think about marketing, that's all they know about. But it's just one aspect. So promotion now, the goal is to communicate the value of the product or service. Are you seeing it now? It's about communication. Communicate the voice of the business. Communication. That's what promotion is all about. And now it takes people, is the part that takes people from awareness to action, where they are converted. Okay? Although marketing goes beyond just conversion, like we said, loyalty and all of that, advocacy. But it takes people from that place of unawareness to awareness. Okay? You make people aware, you grab their attention, you create that desire in them. We call it AIDA, A-I-D-A. Awareness, interest, desire, then action. So awareness is when they now know that you exist. Then you now do things that will make them interested in your product or service. Then you now do things that will make them desire your product or service. Then now take action. That's what promotion is all about. AIDA. Are you getting it now? The goal is to communicate the value and to make people take action. That's buying from you. Do you understand that now? Now, a very good example is Nike. I'm giving you examples of how people use each of these strategies, these pillars to transform their businesses. Nike now was not doing so well. Reebok was one of their major competitors, was doing better than them, taking market share from them. So in 1988, Nike came up with this Just Do It campaign. So the idea of this campaign was it tapped into that universal idea of personal achievement and all of that. They used Michael Jordan for it, and so it was very creative, very intelligent approach. And then that promotion blew up. It blew up their sales. As of 1988, they were having like about $800 million in revenue, annual revenue. 10 years later, they were doing over $9 billion in annual revenue, just because of the success of that Just Do It campaign. Are you getting it now? So that's the power of promotions, one of these pillars. So the fifth one now, place. It's called place. The fifth pillar, otherwise known as distribution. So the goal of this place or distribution is all about access, easy access to your business. So no matter how good your product is, if it's hard to access, accessibility is hard, it will fail. Are you getting it now? So access can be both physical stores, how easy it is for people to locate and get your product. Do you have home delivery and all of that? How fast is your delivery? All those kind of things. And if it's online, how easy is it for people to click and then pay? Sometimes people having several steps before they finally pay. Sometimes just removing one step or two can change the whole game for you, can double sales. I get easy access to that value that you're offering. It's about value delivery. Now, a very good example of a business that has used this to transform their outlook is Tesla. Now, most automobile companies, they use dealerships. They don't sell direct to customers. So they have middlemen. Dealers are the ones. So dealers create friction in the whole process, in the whole journey of delivering value. They create friction and they add their own money. Of course, they will also make money, make profit from offering that service. Now, Tesla cut off that part. So Tesla adopted a direct-to-consumer model, in the sense that as they manufacture like this, you can go online and order the car and it will be delivered to you direct to the consumer, no dealership. So that cut down price and made it so easy, removed every form of friction. So that created a kind of cult-like consumer base for Tesla, amongst other things that they did. So this was a major improvement in terms of receiving your automobiles. When you purchase an automobile and you receive it, made it faster, made it easier, made it cheaper, made it more convenient and everything. Easy access, accessibility. That's the goal of this place and distribution. You must think about it when you're crafting your marketing strategy. Are you getting it now? So the sixth one, the sixth pillar, is measurement and analytics. What gets measured gets managed. So everything you are doing, all of your interactions with the customer, because as a business, there are several points, several touch points that you have with the consumer. Are you analyzing and taking measurements and getting feedback? That's what measurement and analytics is all about. If you are doing an online campaign and everything, there should be several things you are measuring, and you can use that to improve your approach, your dealings with the consumer. Because marketing is all about transformation, transforming that consumer. How are you going to help them? How are you going to transform them that they will begin to love you and want to come again and again? Now, a very good example of measurement and analytics, how it has helped a business to transform and improve its outlook, is Spotify. Now, Spotify does a lot of data-driven recommendations. Spotify tracks a lot of user behavior. As you enter there, they are tracking everything you are doing. Your repeats, your skips, and everything. They are tracking it. And they now use it to recommend songs for you, artists, and everything. So it makes you more engaged. It increases user engagement and experience. And there's another thing that they brought out as a result of measurements and analytics called Wrapped. I'm sure you've heard of it, Wrapped. And they turn it into a shareable story. You see people sharing it to everyone. My Wrapped for the whole year. They share it on Facebook story, Instagram story, WhatsApp status update, and so on. People are using it to market Spotify. So the seventh pillar now, the final one, last but not the least, is customer relationship management. This is where that loyalty and advocacy we are talking about really comes into play. Now, it is more expensive to acquire a new customer than to keep one. That's the idea behind this customer relationship. You can't joke with it. So when someone has encountered your business, he has bought something from you, are you able to retain that person's loyalty? It's about retention, loyalty, and then make that person an advocate for your business. So there's several things people do. There are softwares people use to enhance it. But beyond that, things like membership programs, loyalty programs. Now, a very good example is Amazon Prime. Okay? Amazon Prime, people pay, it's not, I think $79 per year just to have 2-day free shipping, and it gives them quicker deliveries, and they've added music and so many other things. And you find out that those that subscribe to the Amazon Prime spend 3 times more than others. But they don't mind because it gives them that exclusivity. They are treated specially. Do you understand that? Really build a very strong relationship with them and all of that. And that is giving Amazon more money. These are the 7 pillars of marketing. Once you know them, my God, and you begin to apply them, that's what marketing strategy is all about. Addressing these 7 aspects of marketing, not just only one, focusing on promotion, advertising, and all of that alone. So that's what you need to know. So I want you to subscribe to this channel because we're going to be dishing out so many powerful insights and videos subsequently. Do you understand that now? So I'm going to see you in the next video.